Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the Foxy Eye Makeup Look. This is going to be a tutorial for the very trendy look that is the fox eye. This definitely is something I've been seeing a lot on YouTube, a lot on Instagram, just a lot everywhere. Super emphasized cat eye look. It ultimately giving you the illusion that your eyes and your face are more like lifted. So I'm going to do a tutorial on how to achieve this look, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get to it. Okay, so I've done my foundation, like my base makeup, and when I did do my cream contour, I kind of angled it like upwards a little bit more. So I don't know if you can see that. It's on a bit of a higher angle, and that is like nothing too dramatic. You don't want to have it like down here, like you don't want it straight down, but you want it to kind of everything to pull up towards your temple basically. And so that's gonna keep everything lifted. Another thing you can do is put like a high pony in. I'm gonna do it, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it all day, but I am gonna do it right now because I want my hair to my way anyways. When you do the really high pony, it kind of does like pull here, and it's gonna kind of keep everything like lifted. So I usually would do my brows off camera before I start filming, but I'm actually going to be doing my brows today with you guys because the brows actually have a huge part in how to make your eyes look a little bit more lifted, and it's a huge part of the look. So typically I would obviously fill in my brows, and to see how it arches down, I would just extend that a little bit, that nice kind of arched look. But with the Foxy Eye look, you know, you don't have to do this, and that's something I'm going to stress in this video, is you can kind of do different variations of this look. You could do just the eye and very natural and kind of just have like a slight foxy effect, or you can go full-blown dramatic foxy eye, so it's totally up to you. Some people are pretty into this look right now. They're like shaving this part of their eyebrow off so that it kind of extends, and so what I do to kind of show, I'll do it to show you, is when you pull up here, do you see that? How this one looks more lifted and it extends straight towards the temple, whereas this one comes down. So when you lift it, it doesn't go down, it kind of just arches and then goes straight out. So I'm going to try to, as much as I can, obviously I still have hair there, but as much as I can, I'm going to kind of gel these hairs up, like flick these hairs up and then kind of extend it out straight instead of going down, and that's again going to keep everything kind of towards the temple and lifting it up. I actually use a pencil today, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm going to my ColourPop Bare Necessities. I'm going to be using this palette today. I'm going to go into Velveteen right here, and I'm going to just use the powder first to get that line, because I do not love the pencils. I've never been a big pencil person when it comes to my brows. I'm gonna follow my natural brow up until the arch. And now, like my silly face, I'm gonna just kind of fill in that part first. So now that I have that part of my brows done, what I'm going to do is take a pencil. I'm going to use my Brow Beater by Urban Decay, and I have it in neutral brown. And what I'm going to do is first kind of flick my hairs as high up as they can go. So see how already it's kind of pointing out more instead of down? And now what I'm going to do is follow how it looks. The two of them look a lot different. This one's more out, and this one like is more down. Now I'm not going too extreme just because I have a natural arch anyways. I would have to shave them if I wanted it any more dramatic than that, but I would typically bring it down like this. So do you see how it looks a little bit more lifted? And then I'm gonna just kind of add little hair strokes, and I'm gonna make sure I'm making them go out. And now that I have that done, So do you see how much more lifted already? I'm also going to use my Urban Decay Brow Finish. Okay, so now that the brows are done, I'm going to start my eyes. I'm going to prime my eyelids with my MAC paint pot in Painterly. Okay, so my eyes are primed and we're going to start the look. So as I've mentioned before, the whole idea is to have them very much angled toward the temple. And again, keep in mind that my brows, like if I were to do them correctly, if you were going to go like full on Foxy look, and you were like so into it, you wanted to shave your brows, like you would almost shave this part, this lower part off, and then it would be totally kind of towards the brow, like very straight. But I obviously, as I said, don't want to do that, and I do have arched brows, so keep that in mind, but they just are pointing kind of straighter than usual. I'm going to be using this because look at how many different matte browns there are, and this is going to be layering and building with matte browns. And you know, you want some really light ones to transition with, and you want the darker ones for the base lash line to blend out, and so you want a variation of matte browns. So the first step I'm going to take is I'm going to get full expose. It is quite a light kind of skin tone, but it's really bright. And I'm going to fluff that, focus it on the inner part of my eye because I want to brighten that up all the way up to the brow bone. And I'm going to bring it along the brow bone. Okay, so now that we have that really good base that kind of brightens everything and evens everything out, the same brush, and I'm actually going to go into the shade Banter. One thing that I recommend, and I mean you don't have to like be a beginner to do this, because it's hard to get a perfect line without tape, without you know, a card, without or without doing your eyes first and being able to clean it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my card, and the reason I'm doing this is because that angle is so important for this look. I'm going to take this card. It's actually just my name, like the shadow names for the Pat McGrath palette. I just had it down here. So I'm going to take it, the corner of my eye, and I'm going to go like up to my temple. See that? It's nice and like hard, and I'm going to start that transition. I'm placing it only on the outer, kind of where you would put winged eyeliner. And then you want to kind of diffuse it out. See that? So now what I'm going to do is I haven't added anything, I'm just going to kind of blend it out. I'm going past my brow and I'm just going to kind of blend that out and just make sure this side is all blended and then that side's crisp. And when you're blending things out, doing this look, you kind of want to focus it right here and then flick it out. It's going to like diffuse it out. So do you see how I almost looked in this as a mirror? I do that all the time. So if you take a look already, that looks so much more lifted. So as I said, you want the focus of, and the darkest shades kind of right here. So you don't want to, I would recommend not going any further with your dark shades than the middle of your eye. You want this part to be very open, and you want kind of here along the lash line to be dark to kind of give more volume and then dispersed out, and that's going to give that faded look. And again, really accentuating the diffusion out to the temple. A smaller brush, this is my Sigma Tapered Blending E45. Go into that velveteen that I actually used on my brow, and I'm going to take that with this smaller brush, tapping off my excess, and I'm going to start right at the corner of my eye and kind of little back and forth motions still along that like line right near my lash line, and I'm just building it up very like slightly right near my lash line, going to about halfway to my eye. If you need to continue to use the card, that's okay. I feel pretty comfortable now that I have that line and it's already crisp, and because I'm using a precise brush, I just am not gonna go any further than that line. So I'm gonna go not as high up. I brought it all the way kind of up to here before, and now I'm gonna go to about here with that darker color. And then as I said, right here is where I kind of want it darkest. So I'm gonna build it up a little bit more there. Like pat it a little bit, make it a little bit darker. I'm gonna blend it in and soften it towards again, not going any further than halfway, but just soften it as it goes in this way. I'm gonna take the brush I had before, which by the way was a R37. Gonna blend this right here. I haven't added anything. And I'm just gonna kind of do flicking motions to disperse it up and kind of pull it a bit. Take this Taboo, which is an even darker brown. So see how we're layering and building up, and then every time we build up a color, you're having it kind of closer to the lash line and more focused right here. And then it's dispersing out less and less. So it's kind of fading into that lighter color. A flat kind of definer brush like that. I'm gonna take this Taboo, that dark brown, tap off my excess, and I'm gonna have it right along the lash line, kind of blend it almost like you're doing your eyeliner. But I'm only gonna have it like up to there. I'm gonna take the last brush that I used, my Sigma, that had that medium brown, and I'm going to kind of softly back and forth soften that edge and blend it into the last one. So see how we're constantly blending into the previous shade. I'm going to take a little bit of that Velveteen again and bring it up a little bit higher to get that angle. And then one last time I'm going to blend. A pencil liner by Sephora in black, and I'm just going to go to my waterline only on the outer half. It's going to kind of bring more volume to that outer half, and then I'm not bringing it to the inner half. Now I'm going to take a liquid liner. I don't know if you've ever seen where the liner kind of comes past the inner corner and down into that inner corner a little bit. And I'm going to do the absolute thinnest liner I can along that lash line and connect it and just do like a small wing to and angled up towards the temple. You don't have to do a wing. You don't have to do this liner at all if you don't want. The reason I like to do it right here especially, you could just leave it like this. I'm going to just do a really small wing. The reason I like it here is because when I do the lashes, I'm actually not going to have them right down to the lash line. I'm going to lift them a little bit from the lash line and angle them up. So you want that eyeliner in between so that it's going to fill that in so it's not a noticeable gap. And the reason I do that with the lashes as part of the look is because it actually is going to make it look lifted even more. What I'm going to do is actually just darken the shadow a touch to kind of blend it into the eyeliner. And I'm going to, if I try to look into this one more time, go along the edge of that liner. like faded on the top, like kind of blended, because the light, obviously the shadow is gonna have a softer look than the liquid liner. Like, look at how lifted my eyes look. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just brighten that inner corner, like just below where I put that liner. So I'm gonna take Idle Hour, right here, it's like that really nice whitey champagne color, and I'm gonna wet it to make it really pop. Now what I'm gonna do is mascara. I'm just gonna do a light coat to just blend the lashes and make them look a little more voluminous. I'm gonna focus it where the colors are darkest, and on here I'm gonna kind of do a light. Oh my goodness, I just about had a heart attack. I have a bunch of my son's toys over here. I just about had a heart attack. Oh my goodness. As I was saying, I'm gonna do a lighter layer on here, and I'm gonna kind of pull them this way to kind of flow. You want everything to kind of flow towards your temple. I'm gonna just do, again, a light coat, because I want the focus to be on the top. I don't want to take away, and you can kind of pull them this way as well. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is apply my lashes. I am gonna cut them. So of course I need to go get my scissors. And the reason I'm cutting them is because I want, again, the fullness to be, and it to kind of go out here. I don't want as much definition and activity in the inner corner, because I want it to kind of blend out. And you always want to cut from the outside, because especially when you are going to be placing them on the outside, you don't want it to be like really long in the middle. You want it to still flow out. I would recommend starting small. You can always trim more, but you don't want to trim them too short and then they're like, ugh. I'm gonna place them on the middle of my eye and kind of like higher up the lash line, like not right at the lash line, so they kind of flow with, and I think that will look pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and place those. I would recommend definitely blowing on them, because you're gonna want them to stick where you place them right away, because they might kind of slide down a bit. You don't want them to move once you have them placed, so I'd recommend waiting till they're a little more tacky, the glue. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pinch it right close to the lash line in the center, and then I'm gonna leave it to dry and kind of just push it onto the skin. So, I mean, you guys probably won't be able to see, but there's like a decent gap in between, but because I have that eyeliner there, you don't notice it. So if you're not gonna do eyeliner, I'd recommend just putting a bit of black eyeliner in between there. Something I would recommend if you're gonna do the technique where you have that kind of straighter, the lashes kind of straighter out, is don't curl them like you might to curl along with your eye shape. You kind of want them more straight so that they'll flow with that eyeliner. First, I'm going to bronze my face. I'm going to take a Morphe E4. It is a smaller brush, and this is what I usually use for contour, but I'm going to kind of very lightly reinforce that contour with my MAC Radiant Matte Bronzing Powder. This is part of that bronzing collection. I'm going to use one of my MAC blushes. I've been using these a lot lately. I need to switch it up. I'm going to take my JH13 and take a little bit of Blush Baby, one of my favorite blushes. But I'm going to be a little bit lighter with the blush because I want it to be almost more bronzy, and I'm going to kind of just layer it like in the same angle as the bronzer. So I'm not bringing it like into the cheek, the apple of the cheek, as much as I would. For highlight, I'm going to use my MAC La Leyenda Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And now, last but not least, lips. I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in Nude. And then I'm going to apply the Fussy Fenty lip gloss. and use my Morphe setting spray. All right, so this is the finished look. I'm really loving it. I love the way that it lifts my eyes especially, and I really, really like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have fun if you try this look out. I encourage you guys to just play around and try it out. Make that illusion that your eye is a little bit less hooded and more lifted. So really had fun with this today. I hope you guys did too. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, like the video if you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you so much.